Me, Mosick, my wife, and me. Me, Mosick.
You went twice?
You were there twice.
Like a mannequin? What? Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 140 of The Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you can hear all week long. We're your hosts, Kenny, Steven. Hello, gentlemen.
I was thinking it was just Kenny and Steven, but whatever.
He's still here.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I tried to stay away from the microphone.
Nope.
I love you guys.
What's up, gents? How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, ready for this fun episode we're about to do.
Man, it is. And it's just like we talked about, previously on the 3-year anniversary one, just really cool getting shout outs and, people leaving reviews and our great listeners. This one's it's pretty fun. I'm pretty excited.
It will be a great episode. And before we get to that, I have to tell you guys a quick story. Story away. Here we go. Are you ready? So, do you guys know Main Event in town?
I went there over the weekend.
Right. So, you went to Main Event over the weekend?
And I saw Kenny there.
No, you didn't. Did
No,
you?
I went the day before you.
Okay. So, this was a couple weeks ago. Steven actually had to pick me up from Main Event because we were going down to eat some sandwiches over at Randall's. Do you remember that, sir?
Delicious.
Yeah. So South of Wrigley, big shout out to them. We love eating sandwiches over at South of Wrigley. We're going to continue to do that unless Randall kicks us out. We told him we're going to record a live podcast over there. He seemed like he was open to that.
I think he would be.
Ken, you want to do that?
Definitely.
Yeah. We're going to set up shop over at South of Wrigley and record some podcasts. But anyway.
Can we bring bottles in there, you think?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he does serve beer over there, so it's possible that we could do an episode over there. So maybe we'll hook up with him about it. So let me tell you quickly about Main Event. I don't know if it was like a Thursday or a Friday. I can't remember. I think it was a Friday. And we went there right at open. And you know those games where like the coins drop down and then like they sweep, and you have to knock them down. You know what I'm talking about? Like you put a coin in or you press the button. You used to put a coin in, but now you just press the button, the coins fall, and then they knock more coins down and they knock like cards off and you can collect cards, you can collect coins. You know what I'm talking about? Am I doing a good job of explaining this?
Right. We're like,
I mean,
it's like a skill game. It's like a game of skill.
I would have never wasted hundreds of dollars on that, so no, I don't know what you're talking about.
well, it's like where the quarter goes down there and it's supposed to push
it looks like it's going to push, and it looks it, and then it moves.
Yeah, no, but it did. And so I somehow was watching my son knock these cards off, and if you collect all the cards, you get all these tickets for a meaningless or meaningful prize, however you want to look at it, right? So we didn't spend that much money, and we somehow collected all the cards from Willy Wonka plus the golden ticket. This netted them like 3,000 tickets. 3,000 freaking tickets. And so right before Steven came and picked me up, I had to redeem all these tickets to make sure that it worked right. Mm-hmm. And we were asking the attendant there, and he said, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this. And so it was like a banner achievement to do what we did. And then here's the sad part.
You scratch off something off your bucket list, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to do that. But then I get home after we have that delicious lunch over at South of Wrigley.
And you went to sleep.
Well, the size of the cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And I ate all of mine. You didn't finish yours, sir, did you?
Well,
Yeah.
I came close.
Steven, you did. You almost ate the whole thing. But it was, that was a massive sandwich. And so what do my kids select with their bounty of points? They select a Bluetooth speaker that can be put on a stand like a DJ would use. So now I have this massive Bluetooth speaker in my house that lights up and plays music. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm super excited about the fact that my kids selected that and now they get to enjoy it. So I don't know why. I had to tell you guys that story. It was just after it was a couple weeks after the New Year. It was a great time that we spent over there.
So you're just connected to your phone and play music?
Yeah, I do that at times, and sometimes I just pick it up and run upstairs with it, and the kids are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got the speaker now. You better chase me, And so, yeah, we got like a industrial style speaker that belongs on a DJ stand in my house now, playing tunes for us.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a good time.
I'm still thinking about South of Wrigley.
Well, Steven, that was your first experience there. Like, you have any good feedback? I mean,
my cheesesteak sandwich was excellent.
Yeah.
The fries were off the hook. Mm-hmm. My beer was fresh.
Oh, yeah, we got a beer, too.
Ooh.
As if we needed that.
Yeah.
Randall twisted our arm.
Did you go back to work at the esteemed university after having that beer?
This was a day off.
This is a day off.
Yeah, this was definitely a day off here.
All right,
This was a day
all
off. So.
And it was, I think it was his first time in that whole week that wasn't that crowded. But he said that, but I think he jinxed himself.
Yeah.
Because
They got slammed after y'all got your
towards the end of our visit there, which we were there for a while.
Yep.
It got packed.
food. I love it, man. I love it.
I mean, that's hands down probably one of the best places in town, easily. And I don't know. I can't have enough nice things to say about it. Like, he's just knocking out of the park over there.
I think so. Like I went.
Pun intended. South of Wrigley, knocking out of the park.
I was telling Steven earlier about I went to the dad's favorite place,
Yep.
and I got pimento cheese and beer cheese. Beer cheese was off the charts, amazing. Pimento cheese was fine, but that mousetrap is just nothing like that mousetrap. Yeah. So the next time I went to get more beer cheese, I also got a sandwich. Sandwich was fine, but dude, Randall's place killed it.
I've
South
heard
Wrigley
the
killed it.
sandwiches are awesome at Dad's.
They are until you have Randall's
Okay,
South of Wrigley.
wow.
That's what I'm saying. Man.
It's
So,
a little bit
not
different
to knock
style,
the
but
dad's
yeah.
place at all. The
Yeah.
Randall's is just next level.
Yeah, he's killing it over there. So
Well, boys, we didn't have any shout outs this week. However, this whole episode is brought to you by a special group.
absolutely. And so normally we'd be talking about bottles and things of that nature, but be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that a couple, I would say, if you guys remember the episode where we had a review where the one guy said, I don't know what's up with the other guy, and we were all like laughing about it.
Yeah.
You guys remember that, right? Like, yeah, the podcast is good, but I don't know what's up with the other guy. We were like trying to figure out who the other guy was, and I told you,
It's me.
guys, yeah, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Little Taylor Swift reference in there. So it was actually Sean Weidman from Washington State. So Sean was nice enough to leave us a review, but then on top of leaving us a review, he sent us a box of what I would call like a care package. Mm-hmm. It had
Or a mystery box.
a mystery box. I like that. It's a mystery box. So he sent a mystery box. I had no idea what to expect. When he asked for an address, I'm like, okay, here comes that powdered packet that Kenny mentioned in the
snacks.
previous episode. I was like, that's it. I'm done for. I'm the guy he didn't like. No, but he actually is the co-founder, or maybe even the founder, of the Camas Whiskey Club in Washington. And he said he really enjoys. He sent us a nice note.
Washington State?
Washington State, yeah. And he sent us a really nice note, basically saying he loves the podcast, likes listening to us, and all that. So we appreciate that very much. But he sent us 3 custom Glencairns from his whiskey club, which are very nice, beautiful. Are those like sandblasted? They have
Maybe
the
etched, yeah.
It is
Those
like
are like
etched-
true etched.
true etched.
Yeah,
They're
those are
very
true.
nice.
It's like a Glencairn, a nice wide Glencairn with the club name and established the date on it.
Right, and these nice stickers in the middle. It's just an incredibly nice gesture. And then he sent us 3 blinds. And what did you call those, Kenny? What kind of sample bottles are those? I'd never even seen those
Liquid
before.
Ministry.
Liquid Ministry
The
sample
absolute
bottles.
best sample
And
bottles
that's what it
out
says
there.
on top of the
There you go.
top
So
of the cap.
Liquid Ministry, they are 2 ounce, but they are actually hold 2.5 ounces of sample bottles.
Uh-huh.
They have a wider neck than
Okay.
other sample bottles,
Yep.
so it's easier to pour into them. But also, you can get different colored sample bottles, and you can even get your own custom group logos on them.
Oh, wow. That's
I know our, I'm not going to say our bourbon group, but our more private bourbon group that we're in
Yep.
had a bunch of those that we were presented with a discount for buying bulk on those.
Really?
Yeah, they're really nice ones.
Very good. Well, no, and I mean, so when we received this box, this mystery box, as Stephen called it, I just was overwhelmed. I was like, this is such an incredibly nice gesture. And then on top of it, we've connected with Sean on Facebook and on social media, and he's been nice enough to invite us to the Whiskey Club. And it's a very small group, but a very dedicated group from what I can tell. And even in a note that he sent us, he was talking about how they get together and do like 6 to 8 double blind half-ounce pours monthly over the course of the year. And they also have donations to local charity. And he said this past year, so that would have been 2023, they raised $7,800 for charity, which is amazing.
Yeah, that
for
really
such,
helped out
I mean,
charity.
for a small group like that. And I actually said, man, you just sent us this nice thing with your Glencairns and these samples. I said, we gotta get you back. I said, what can I donate? What can the mashup donate to one of your charities? He said, no, I don't want a donation from you guys. I just want you to enjoy this blind. He even said we didn't have to do this on a show. And I said, like hell, we're going to do a show on that.
Oh man, too bad they didn't have a GoFundMe. We could have shouted out the GoFundMe for the group so people could donate.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe in the future we can. Who knows? I don't think it's the last time we're going to be able to do anything with Sean. And I'm just really excited. So we have these 3 sample bottles labeled 1, 2, 3. And gentlemen, you see this mystery envelope.
Sealed envelope.
Sealed envelope that says answer key.
Uh-oh.
So this is not like our traditional episodes because we don't have any bottles to tell you about, only that we have 3 double blind samples. These are double blinds. And we're going to nose them and taste through them and just have some conversation and kind of figure it out as we go. What do you think, guys?
Who would have thought you'd ever be doing blinds on the Mashup podcast?
Come on, dude.
I love it. That's my jam.
So as we're going through this, Steven, you talked a little bit about this before we started, talking about some of the things that people that are blinding can do to sort of maybe help themselves.
Narrow it down.
And what's that? Narrow it down.
Yeah.
And so I will say this: Kenny is the blind champion out of the 3 of us. And when I say he's the champion, he blinds more than myself or Steven do.
He's a pro athlete.
He's a pro athlete when it comes to blinding.
Like a bowling pro.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call them an athlete.
bowling pro. But we're pouring up the blinds here, and I think we're just going to start nosing number 1 and start talking about things that we're nosing, and we'll just kind of go from there. But any things you got for us here, Kenny, to help guide the amateurs through this? What should we be doing? Because we want to guess like maybe proof and distillate, things like that.
Yeah, so we talked about before, my main thing for blinding is just removing the price tag, the hype, the label,
Right.
all that, and just saying, hey, is it worth it? Is it worth it to buy this bourbon or whiskey based on what it sells for? And then once you get more into that, yeah, you might have a palate for it. You might not. You get doing it more. That's when, as a fun thing with friends, we try to guess age, proof, and distillate.
Right.
So, and it's kind of like, well, you can be a Hall of Fame baseball player if you bat 300. You can be like a Hall of Fame blinder if you bat 100. I mean, it's so hard to double blind stuff. You don't pick it out. So if you bat 100, you're doing great. But definitely, it's fun to guess age-proof distillate. And the way I do it, several methods. But first thing I do in general, I try to eliminate what I think it's not. To me, it's way harder to pick what you think it is.
Okay.
So like I eliminate, I don't get a banana on this, so it's probably not a Jack Daniels, not a Barton, not like maybe an Old Forester kind of thing. You kind of like, I don't get nuttiness, so it's probably not a Beam or probably not a Heaven Hill. So to me, I actually try to eliminate what I think it's not first before I try to pick just straight up what it is.
Okay. And I mean,
I was going to say, like, I'm going to feel like this is going to be Kenny's episode, right?
I mean, I think he might be doing a little bit more talking than we do, but I think for us, it might be good, for the audience to hear what we think of each of these just uniquely,
Well, boys, you want to nose number 1?
Let's just
start nosing all of them.
Going through it. One has like a savory char sweetness to it, like on the nose. When I say savory char sweetness, it sounds like I'm actually tasting, but I'm not. Just nosing it, I get a lot of
one to me is
sweet notes.
One to me is I get American whiskey-esque on it, man. It's that 99% corn whiskey, I think. I've smelled that on Old Carter's. I've smelled that on my bull runs, Old Carter's. That Old Louisville 16-year. To me, just on the nose, I get like that higher, like American whiskey, sweet corn.
Well, you mentioned Old Carter, and for me, the only thing I get is Old Carter Batch 3, which we have tasted on the podcast. Remember? That was our Old Carter episode. Yeah. And that does 50. Remind me a little bit of Old Carter, like for sure.
But I get that same smell on 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Let me go to 2 here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I on those 1 and 2. I haven't nosed 3 yet.
2 noses to me like IKEA pine furniture. Sorry.
Thank you. No, I thought there was a big difference between 1 and 2.
Ooh.
I'm not saying they're the same. I'm saying I still get like that light whiskey-esque flavor on it.
Okay, so I've built a lot of IKEA furniture in my day. My wife is like an IKEA furniture person.
Oh, I can see that pine you're talking about.
Piney.
I can see that.
Ooh, pine. And I don't know what it tells me about anything, but there's like some pine going on number 2.
I still get like a light, like a whiskey flavor though, or whiskey nose.
Yeah.
Dang, it's wild though, the pine, now that you say that.
And I wouldn't know that pine if I hadn't smelled, like IKEA furniture, they're mass producing it so much that like the pine is still wet a lot of the time when you get the wood out of the package. Like it's not dried fully. which is why sometimes your IKEA furniture
It's
falls
not air
apart.
dried or kiln dried.
I don't think so. I just know that I felt moisture I felt the moisture on the IKEA wood.
Ooh, the nose on 3. Have you hit 3 yet?
No.
Like a Dr. Pepper, like a cola or something, cherry cola. Is that what it is?
It's some sort of cola.
Yeah, on the nose on 3.
Ooh, that's cherry cola.
Something, yeah.
It's like a cherry cola.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That's, a little medicinal cherry cola kind of stuff going on. It's nice. It's interesting. I can honestly say that in all 3 of these noses, now they're going through it, and we're going to talk about, all the times that we've blinded and different things like that. But it's definitely, these are 3 distinct different noses. I can say that much. I'm not sure what I think about them, or not sure I could guess distillate, but
So far, which is your favorite and least favorite nosing?
Least is probably 2.
At least is 2 for me, yeah. I'm actually going back to 2 real quick just to affirm what I've got here.
I think clearly 2 is my least favorite.
So this is a really strange pool, but there was this place called Wadeland Ranch. Do you ever hear about Wadeland Ranch?
Mm-mm.
It was a local Lexington. I don't know if maybe just outside of Lexington. I don't know if they're still doing anything, but he had like a 2-year-old whiskey. He didn't call it a bourbon. It was high corn. And it was good, but it was high proof, and I called it like lighter fluid. And this nose is smacking to me of that, like the piney, very high proof, very weird, and a little unfinished, I guess. Not like enough time in the barrel. Not enough time in the barrel.
Do you think number 1 is a casking?
You mean like secondary cask?
Right.
I could totally see that because there's some sweetness going on with that. It's not like the other 2.
Right.
Like it almost smells like it could be finished. Yeah. Noses. Holy cow, though. But what the heck's 3?
3. I think 3 might be my favorite. So
3's got like such a medicinal sweetness to it, like a cherry cola.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper or cherry cola on the nose.
Man, that's really interesting.
So number 2 on the nose, like 2 on the nose, which I know you said pine, but think about maybe like it's a toasted barrel, a rebarrel, something's been rebarreled, like some kind of second finished barrel. Like
really?
It's toasty or charred, an extra char maybe.
Maybe. I'm getting, no offense to 2 distillates that we tasted, but the 2 things that I'm getting from it, I remember Distillery 291, Stephen?
Oh yeah, they have that cypress
kind of smell to it. I know that's different.
And
Taste. So Distillery 291 comes to mind, and so does the Columbus distillate. What was that called again?
Watershed.
Watershed comes to mind. Yeah. I know it's probably neither of those, but anyway.
I'm also getting a black licorice at number 3. Are you getting it, Mr. Black Licorice fan?
On number 3?
Yeah.
Let me see. I got to really coat the glass here. You know what's funny? I have to tell this story while we're nosing. So I was just over the holidays, saw my brother. I think I mentioned that. And so my brother Nick likes to nose and drink bourbon a little bit more. Well, both my brothers do.
No, a Twizzler, not black licorice.
Twizzler, okay. So I gave my brother, I think, like Woodford Barrel Strength, I think it was. Or no, it was the Weller Foolproof. I gave him a Weller Foolproof, and he started nosing and goes, I don't smell anything but alcohol. And I took the glass from him and I said, coat the glass. And he went, what? I coated the glass. I swirled it for him. And I said, now pop it. He goes, what are you talking about? I go, pop it. And he goes, okay. So he did it all. And he knows it. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, now I smell it. It was just so funny because he didn't even realize that that's why he wasn't nosing anything, is because he hadn't coated the glass. And many people forget to do that. So it's a good reminder to coat your glass.
Well, like on the nose, you said I got like American whiskey.
What's that?
Licorice, yeah.
On 1 and 2, but then when I did swirl, like after you said pine, I went and swirled mine.
Yeah.
And now it is more of that.
Or pine.
So the 1 and 2 nose aren't quite as similar as I thought they were.
Yeah. And what did you say? You said Twizzlers.
At first I thought black licorice, but then I kind of moved to Twizzler.
On which one?
For number 3.
God, 3 is such a mind messing with me right now.
It's dark. The nose is familiar though.
God, I really want to taste these. The nose is familiar.
Stephen, would you give the blessing, please?
Would you give the blessing, sir?
And with that, thanks for listening. No.
Yeah. Well, we decided not to taste any of them. We're just going to let that hang out there, and I'm going to hold on to this envelope a little bit longer.
Tasting after hours.
Yeah.
Well,
Guess
boys.
we'll wait till next week.
Yeah. Well, boys, should we go for our first taste?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Number 1.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh,
That's tasty.
yeah.
Wow.
It's very coaty on the mouth.
Yeah. Viscous.
No, coaty.
Cody? I like Cody.
I still feel like it's a It's a second barreling.
Second barreling?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are kind of leading me on this one. Kenny said American whiskey. You said secondary finished or casking.
Yeah.
And
It's really good, though.
I can't say I disagree right now. I'm still getting some of those flavors that you talked about, which were the Old Carter-esque flavors, because that's really the most American whiskey I've drank. I've had some Bull Run, but Old Carter is probably the most American whiskey I've drank. I think I may have had an Old Louisville, the hazmat American whiskey as well.
Yeah.
And that kind of smacks a little bit like that.
And it's not, I mean, that Old Louisville 16 year is another level, but this is like a
Yeah.
more muted version, lesser version of it.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to take one more little. Ooh, the sweetness on that. It's very sweet. And it's not like man. I love that little frosting note, like pastry sweets.
Really good.
So good.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. I'm liking one. One's going to be hard to beat.
It is.
And after the nose on two, I'm kind of afraid to taste it.
Well, boys,
All right.
go for 2.
All right, here we go. Ooh, that's. I nosed it right before I'm tasting it now, and I'm still nosing campfire and pine. All right, outdoor elements. I'm out in the wilderness. I'm at a Christmas tree farm. That's where I'm at with number 2. Snow-covered Christmas tree farm. Cutting down the Christmas tree. That's where I'm at.
It's very flavorful, but I'm not saying I love the flavors, but it's got a lot going on there.
I really like the aftermath of it. Like, it's really coating your mouth. It's got a nice sweetness to it.
Do you know what's interesting about it? This is something we don't often say. To me, 2 is young.
No, it tastes young though.
But
That's
it's
the thing.
young, not in a grainy way. It's young in a dusty, sawdusty way to where you need it to be whatever's going on there. It needs to be a little bit more mature. I think it might be lower proof than the first glass, but I'm not sure yet. We can talk about proof and age if we want to guess. But I think 2 is just a little bit younger, needs more time in the barrel.
But 2 to me is, so here's the thing, 2 is rich,
Yeah.
but it's young, but it's not as green. I think it's toasted. I think it was put in a toasted barrel or a second barrel.
I feel like on the very front end, it's very sweet. Like
It's-
almost like pixie stick sweet.
I mean, it's sweet.
That's a great descriptor. It's a really great descriptor.
It's sweet, but I think it's also toasted.
Okay.
I think that,
Is that what I think?
and that's why it's still not a. I think that helps hide some of the youthfulness. I don't think it's real old, but I think I think that second. I could be totally wrong because obviously, like I said, double blinds are friggin' off the chart, stupid hard. But I think it's a second barreling of something.
Yeah.
It tastes like it's toasted or
It's
finished.
been a long time since I pulled this one out, but I have fond memories, even this couple of summers ago, helping my dad build his porch, taking a reciprocating saw and cutting 2x4s. And for some reason, that scent that fills the air when you're running a saw across a brand new piece of wood, that's what I'm getting in this. And that might
So
be
it's
toasted.
offensive?
To me, it's a little bit
It's a
offensive.
build offensive.
Yeah. Build offensive. That's the greatest dad joke in the history of dad jokes, sir.
I've had a lot of them, but fortunately, you edit them out. So
Yeah, no,
thank
no,
you
that
for
one-
saving.
I'm leaving that one in.
Thank you for saving my street cred.
No, but pixie sticks and sawdust, burnt sawdust. That's
But
what
I still get American whiskey vibes on this.
okay.
To me, it's American. I think it's a light whiskey.
Is this some kind of trick, Sean? Are you just trying to give us a bunch of American whiskeys and
don't
see
know.
what we don't know? Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
All right.
I love Blonza. It's just-
Reset.
It's fun.
Reset time.
Yeah, I may drink some water. Let's reset here.
All right, I mixed that by 3.
I'm
All
not
right.
quite at the 85% cocoa level yet for reset, but I'm at some water reset.
Cacao. Yeah, I'm really excited about 3 here. 3's got a lot going on. Let's see here.
All right, boys, 3.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. I think I've had too much to drink. You said, let's go to number 3, and I literally nosed my microphone. I went, oh, wrong place. I did.
Gonna start nosing like in the commode for
Right.
number 3.
There you go. Interesting flavors here. Power persuasion, but you're right. There's some fennel licorice stuff going on here. On the palate, anyway. I don't know. I got it in the nose.
All right, so you're on to something with licorice, Twizzlers, red vines. It's in that realm.
Yeah.
It is. It's in that realm.
I think so, but I don't know what to do with it. I couldn't tell you what that is. It's almost got like that chalky, dusty candy flavor.
All right, so it draws my tongue up a little bit, like my tongue to the roof of my mouth.
Yeah.
So I think it's also young. I think the oldest thing we have is the far left, number 1.
To me, that tastes the most refined. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to say it probably could be because I don't think it's released yet, but maybe the far right glass is Jefferson's Tropics.
Have you had that yet?
We tasted it.
Oh, yeah, with Jason.
We
I thought
tasted
it was
with Jason.
good.
It was very good.
I liked it.
Yeah. No, I liked it too.
Man.
Which is why I was joking because I don't think when Sean sent us this stuff, I don't think that Tropics was out. But yeah. Well,
So
I
number
have
three.
my order of what I like best to worst, but
Number three, to me, is a legit, more traditional bourbon.
you think so?
I really think these first two are American whiskeys.
Okay.
This one is definitely. It's also rich in its own realm. It is rich, but it's a little creamier. Do you get some creaminess on number three, maybe, or no?
No, it does seem to have the best mouthfeel, I would say, of the three.
A little creaminess.
But I'm not sure.
And you're on to that black licorice,
Yeah.
Twizzler, something kind of vibe in there. I've had something like this, man.
This can't be turkey. Is this turkey? Just like some weird, funky turkey.
I think it's MGP.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the color, like out that reddish hue, that amber hue, that reddish. I think it's MGP.
Let me see here. Well, if it is MGP, it's not like most MGP I've tasted. I don't know where I'd put it at. I think it might be the lowest proof, though.
I don't feel like any of these are really like hard proof.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the middle one might be.
Well, I was going to say that, except for the number 2, I think it feels a little higher than the other ones, but
Okay, here's a good one. Does anybody think that any whiskey here we're tasting is over 130 proof?
Number one's going to be, I think one's right at close to that. I think I need to go back to number one, but I was initially guessing 125 to 130 in my mind. Let me hit it again.
Okay.
do you think it drinks down?
I'm gonna go back to one. Hang on, let me just hit one again. Number 3 is very rich and creamy and more bourbony. So I think once you go back and drink 1 and 2 after drinking 3, I really think American whiskey on 1 and 2.
The thing with American whiskey is like, Steven, if it's done well, like, do you remember when we had the old Carter Batch 3? That was 137 proof, I think. And I think me and Michael are all buys on it.
Yeah.
And we aren't usually like in agreement on high proof stuff because I think American whiskey done well hides proof.
Because I mean, if you think that's 125, 130, it does not drink that hot.
I think it's 120, 125 is where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 120, 125.
120, 125.
So if I had to say, well, here's the thing. It could get close to 130, man, because it could be done right. So I'm going to just say straight up 125.
125?
That way I got 5 proof points, plus or minus.
That works.
So I'm going to go straight up 125. I don't know, though, man, but see how many drinks have I had tonight? Let's try to figure this out, whether it might be. Because also, once you start drinking too much, it's like everything tastes down anyway.
I don't think any of us have had too much.
Hey, man, no, I'm going to have to stick to 120, 125, man. I don't think it's 130. I'd say 120, 125.
All right, gentlemen, I think Moment of Truth is coming here. So there's no perfect science to how you want to do blinding. So I think that we should each individually talk about what we think about glass 1, 2, and 3. And that can involve distillate, age, proof, whatever you want. We've already kind of done it. And then I think we should do the grand reveal.
All right. Dummy can go first. So.
All right. Steven, don't call yourself that. You got a great. Go ahead, sir.
Well, just by nosing, I felt like number 1 has opened up since it's been sitting here.
Okay.
It's got a really nice, like caramel candy, brown sugar nose now.
I agree.
And then when we can compare that to our previous, I guess, quote favorite, which I kind of get some fruits out of, I think I'm going to pick number 1 nosing out of the 3. Now, as far as taste, I really enjoy 3 out of the tasting.
Okay.
It's kind of a toss between 1 and 3.
Okay.
But I like 3.
3.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't go down, what distiller it is.
I got you.
What proof.
Okay.
Anything like that. But as far as me just picking it blindly.
Right. So you're going to go with 3 on the taste, 1 on the nose, but 3 overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say that, yeah.
Cool. All right, Kenny, you want me to go next or you want to go?
You can probably go, man. I'm getting deep into this real quick.
You're deep in it. Okay. I see Kenny. So you guys don't know this. I've mentioned it before, but Kenny is the only person, I think, Steve and I on the history of this podcast have to pay attention to what we're doing. Kenny can multitask, and he's oftentimes perusing the secondary markets while we're on recording.
Or the dark web, who knows?
And right now, he's doing that. And so I'm going to go as well. Steven, honestly, man, I don't have a lot different than what you said. I can say this. One thing I will say about the second glass, and I almost feel bad saying this, is the second glass reminds me of... Number 2 reminds me of craft whiskey that I don't like. And when I say that, I know what I like and what I don't like.
I like that.
And there were too many distillates that I tasted circa 2016 through 2018-19, where I was just like, you know what? That's good. It is good for what it is, but I'm not going to buy another bottle. I mentioned Wadeland Ranch. I hope they're still in business. I hope they're still doing stuff. But like, you know, that's the taste I'm getting. I'm getting the sawdust. I'm getting not the greenness that I hate. So I drink it. It's not like the grass and moldy stuff that I hate, but it's very piney, very woody, very much something I wouldn't like. And I also think it's the highest proof. I think the middle one's the highest proof on the table. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think the middle glass number 2
nosing
is the highest proof, and I'm going to put it at like close to 130. That's where I'm at.
You think 130 in the middle?
I'm thinking 130 in the middle.
Let me revisit.
Glass 1, I agree with you, Steven. I like the nose the best. Taste-wise, I'm going to go in for my final verdict here, the taste between 1 and 3. I do agree with Kenny earlier, your assessment that glass 1 probably is 120, somewhere in there. 125, you said. So I'm in the 120s proof range. I'm at 130 for the middle glass. And the last one I think is the lowest proof. I could be completely wrong. Number 3 I think is the lowest proof. I would be a fool to guess distillate on any of these, but I do think that glass 1 and possibly 2 are American whiskey, but I think only at least glass 1's American whiskey. And here comes almost a reveal.
The more that I drink 2, I'm potentially leaning off of American whiskey, but
really
it's
young.
like American whiskey hiding behind some second finished barrel or something.
I think it's either rye or it's really young bourbon, but that's me. I hope it's like something amazing so I can just eat my words. I like the flavor of 1, and here I go for 3. I like them both for different reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that if I had to declare my favorite, I would have to go with a 1. But 3 is a close second. Man, it's a really close second, and it's really good. I'm going to kick myself if it's something amazing because I do tend to like licorice notes. I like that powdery candiness. Three's got a lot going on. I mean, to me, it's almost a dead heat, but I'm going to give 1 the slight edge.
Yeah, between 1 and 3,
Yeah.
they're both good drinkers. I just picked 3 just for fun.
And now we get to defer to the blind champion of the world, Mr. Kenny Mills.
All right.
Steve and I are looking at each other. And
Do you have a clean
right,
glass at all?
I don't. I
Yeah,
have,
use
I have
your-
my
use
I have
that.
my Camas whiskey
Here.
glass, and I'm going to use that.
Get that, Steven.
All right.
Just take a nip out of this.
All right. Okay.
Steven.
We're getting a mystery nip here from Kenny. Of
Mystery
course,
nip.
We had a mystery box, and now we have a mystery nip. Out of our logo, Glen Cairns. Thank you, Sean.
That's right. Try that mystery nip. Where you at on the mystery nip?
Can you say nip one more time?
Okay.
Tongue around the nip.
Mystery nip tastes a lot like number 3. A lot like number 3.
That's where so my mental Rolodex went there.
A lot. Please tell me it's something turkey.
Okay, so
Uh-oh. Here we go. This guy's like a Rolodex.
all right.
Doesn't that taste a lot like 3?
So I unfortunately do not have a great nose. We talked about that on this podcast, Moss's podcast. I am always allergy sinus. Just my nose sucks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do pick up some things. I don't have great tasting notes like Anthony, my wife, or Caleb does, but I do have this like weird mental Rolodex, like I'm on the spectrum or something stupid. Like for real, I really do. I'm
Not laughing at the spectrum, just laughing at you.
I have an ism, but so the one I just poured you, the mystery sample, when I was tasting number 3,
Right.
it reminded me of something I've had before, so I went and poured you a sample of what I had before, and to me, they're very similar. Are you there with
what do you
that?
think,
They
Steve?
taste pretty close.
Yeah.
And I think I know what number 3 is.
Holy
So,
cow. Are you kidding me?
All right, so I'm going to go with number 1, though, first. We'll go 1, 2, and 3.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So,
I'm holding this envelope. I'm getting ready to open
all right,
it.
so number 1 is like something I think I own probably 15 bottles of.
Wow.
So it's one of those things where it's like, not that it's fair, not fair, fair, unfair. I think I've had number 1 multiple times.
Okay.
I just finished my last sample, number 1. To me, it's American and whiskey.
Okay.
I think it's a Bull Run.
Bull Run. Okay.
I'm gonna go 11 to 12 year, 120 to 125 proof Bull Run.
Okay.
If you look on that shelf over there, how many Bull Runs can you count?
Quite a few.
15
I would
at least,
say
12?
At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's an American whiskey
Yep.
Bull Run. I get more caramel or like more caramelly on it So I'm not sure if it's one of my, like, I have a lot of Pinot finished bull runs.
Right.
But also I have regular bull runs that aren't finished.
Okay.
I get enough caramelly on that. The number one.
No, just knows it.
Okay.
It's just hang on. Butterscotch. It's opened up a lot.
But I get more of that caramelly on it that I'm not sure now that it's a finished American whiskey. It might just be a straight up bull run that's not finished. But let me
Really
take one more sip. Hang on.
Ooh, that's interesting. It's good.
I'm going to go bull run still.
Okay.
11, 12 year. I'm going to go, I don't know if I'm going to go unfinished or Pinot finished, but I think it's a bull run, 120, 125 proof.
I was trying to get in the envelope.
Don't get in the envelope yet. Don't get.
I'm waiting. I'm so excited.
All right, number 2. I got enough for 2 more drinks. Number 2 was weird because it was rich, but it also tasted young. But I believe it's a toasted something or in a refinished barrel to where it's hiding some of that youthfulness. I'm gonna go one more drink to try to guess or get a proof and age range on it real quick.
Reciprocating saw. Cut the wood. High proof. Sorry, I hope they didn't pick a barrel or something. But yeah, no good.
No, but it is, like you said, reciprocating saw because it's that salt, it's that piney, that sawdust it is.
Sawdust. Unfinished wood. You're saying toasted, though.
Something else is there. I'm going to go it's a finished in something, man. If it's not, then I don't know what. They might
Finished
have been,
in a barrel younger than the original barrel.
If it's not finished in a second barrel, then they use, like you said, in a freaking wet IKEA barrel.
It was a
then,
charge.
because it wasn't air dried and wasn't kiln dried or
zero
something.
char barrel.
Yeah, I feel like that nosing is like harsh on your nose.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that one's. I don't think it's 130 like you said though, man. I really don't think it's that high.
Okay.
No, it's not the proof. It's
Okay.
just the nosing.
I'm probably wrong about proof. I'm not good at that.
I'm still at 120
Okay.
proof on that one. I think it's either non-age stated
Okay.
or it's like 5 to 7 years.
That's 5 to 7 yeyears.
But
Ooh.
I think it's either a MGP finished in something
Okay.
or it is, like you said, a craft distillery, one of the two. Because it's got some weird kind of twangy, sawdust, piney kind of weird thing to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 3,
Could be a distillery out west where they live.
Oh yeah, could be. Yeah, maybe 291.
man.
Maybe.
So
291. We tasted that.
The
tasted
main
really
head guys came in to J-Hob.
The main head
I'm
guys
sorry.
of what?
good. Of who?
Of 291.
Okay, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Came in to J-Hob when I was in there one day.
Okay.
They brought like a bunch of bottles, a bunch of boxes of stuff. Man, I tried 4. They was all trash. I know. I apologize for saying that, I guess, on this spot. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can edit if you want, but it was not good. And I tried to like it.
We weren't big fans.
I tried to
Not
like
gonna
it.
lie.
Yeah.
We
I
weren't
tried
big
to like
fans.
it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you want to root for everybody to do good.
You're right.
Like
Exactly.
there's so much market. There's so much there's enough market and saturation that everybody can do good.
Yeah, you want people to stand out.
But
You
it
want
wasn't
to do
good,
that.
man.
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
Yeah. That's what smacked me anyway.
So number 2, I'm not as confident, but I really, I'll stand by my answers.
Okay.
Number 3,
I can't wait to
I
hear
went
this.
and poured you all a 4th one, right? That I
Yes.
thought was similar to
What
that.
was that?
So I'm pretty confident on number 3 here too. Hang on, let me go for one final drink.
I can't wait for you to be wrong.
Number 3 is creamy. No, number 3 I said earlier was the darkest one to me.
Yep.
A little creamy. I think it's MGP. I'm gonna go number 3 is I'm gonna say 5 to 7 year, 115 proof.
Okay.
And I'm going to go, it is a Nashville Barrel Company, NBC Bourbon, MGP Rye. I mean, MGP, not Rye, MGP. So I'm going to say MGP Bourbon, Nashville Barrel Company, 5 to 7 year, 115 proof.
Wow.
It's very, very specific.
So
Very specific.
Hey, I went and grabbed something off my
You
shelf
did. Yeah, what you grabbed
and
off the
poured
shelf.
myself
Yes.
something. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, this reminds me of that.
Yeah.
And I poured you all. So
And I can confirm, just like the associates that have like the pageantry, they like have like independent auditors. We did not give the envelope
No,
to
we
Kenny.
didn't.
So number
Yeah,
one
we
and-
held it close to the
1 and
tip
3
here.
I'm confident on. 2 I really am not as confident. I'm trying to, but number 1 and 3 I'm confident on, man. So let's do it. I don't care
right.
to be wrong.
All right, let's reveal.
Blind is the hardest freaking thing out there.
Ready for the reveal?
Especially double blind.
Oh my god! I've been waiting to look at this piece of paper for a long time.
All right,
so here we
let's
go.
go.
Oh my goodness! Are you ready?
All right, let's
Number
go.
1.
Okay, guys. Number 1 is a Bull Run. Distilling.
Oh boy.
14-year American whiskey finished in Cabernet casks.
Cabs.
Cabs. That's the difference.
And 22.84 proof.
I said 120, 125, and I said Bull Run. So, all my Bull Runs are port finished or unfinished. So
Okay, so you don't have a cab.
Don't have a cab, but hey, I was there. I said Bull Run. I said 11, 12 year. What is it, 14?
Yep.
So I was a little bit young on the age. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And he said one of the members of our club was on this pick. Cool. Good deal. Number 2 is Whiskey Thief Distilling in Frankfort, Kentucky. It's a 5-year, 95.5 rye.
It's a rye.
95.5.
I thought it was rye.
All right. I did not know it was rye. I got one more drink left.
Now, I said it was the highest proof of the lot, and I was right, but not that it's 123.3 proof.
So it was right there.
Thieved on 10/18/23.
I said 5 to 7 year,
Yep.
and I got the proof right in the same area as well.
Yeah.
I didn't. Hang on. Let me go back out one more sip. That's a rye?
I thought it was a rye, but
That's what it says is rye?
It's a 95.5 rye from Whiskey Thief.
Does it say like it's double barreled? Is it
Nothing.
toasted?
Nope. But hey, we
Who
know
knows that? It is toasted.
We know though, Whiskey Thief is right there next to. Isn't Whiskey Thief next
on.
to Good Times?
Hang on, Whiskey Thief.
Isn't that next to Good Times?
Oh, Whiskey Thief is the Three Boys Farm.
Three Boys Farm, yeah. So it could be.
Bro, it could be freaking anything.
It could be anything. You never know.
That's toasted. That's toasted.
Okay.
That's our toasted rye then.
Well, here's the thing.
All right.
Sean said he picked this on a recent trip to Kentucky. So this is coming to you, and I'm happy you shared it with us.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit my sensory the way that I want it to,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean it's not good.
It's still rich.
It's rich. And I did
And
say
toasted?
I said it was the highest proof of the 3, and it is. It's 123.3 proof.
What was the
Full
first
run
one?
was 122.84.
I said 120, 125.
You did. That's right. Yeah. I set up to 130 on the Whiskey Thief pick. So, but
I think I said 115, 120. So I'm a little bit low on that.
and Steven, I'm handing this over to you for number 3 because I'm freaking unbelievably.
All right.
I'm like in freaking awe of you, Mr. Kenny Mills. And I don't listen. I'm not paying Kenny any compliments. I'm trying to always make fun of Kenny. And
So number 3 is a 1792 full proof.
25 proof then.
Nope, just kidding. It is a Nashville Barrel Company. Dang you.
he totally fooled him. He was the punchline here. I was like, wait a minute.
It is a Nashville Barrel Company
No.
straight bourbon,
Yes.
116.62 proof.
I said 115.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thieved this from 4 barrels offering in March of this year.
Wow.
That's why I went and grabbed that bottle off the shelf and poured you guys. It reminded me of that one.
Bro,
Didn't it not remind you of that though?
that was killer.
Well,
That
So
was
Nashville
insane.
Barrel though, now I said when we poured all 3 of these, I said number 3 is the darkest.
yep.
Okay.
Right.
They do heat cycling.
Right.
Like I went down there with James. So we're in that
James Polk, president, former president.
No, he's the James co-owner.
Okay.
So Michael Hines
Yep.
is in our bourbon group that we're in.
Yeah. I've heard of Michael, yeah.
So he's in our
very
bourbon
well-known,
group,
yeah.
and James is his like partner in that.
Okay.
So me, Mosick, my wife, and me, me, Mosick.
You went twice?
You were there twice.
Like a mannequin? What?
I've had a lot to drink.
God.
So me, Mosick, and my wife went down there, and James gave us a big place was closed, behind the scenes tour, all the good stuff. But we grabbed a few different bottles that night from the gift shop, and that's what that reminded me a lot of. But they do a lot of heat cycling.
Okay.
So they'll literally they'll open up this door and close this door. They'll open up this top door. I mean, they literally flow air through there.
Wow.
So like literally some of the darkest 5 to 7 year MGP you've ever had in your life
Right.
comes out of there.
Dang.
They do a great job with it. Does it say the age of that last one?
It doesn't say
No,
the
it
age.
does not.
Okay.
It says he grabbed it from 4 barrels.
I guess
Yeah.
5 to 7 years, but the one that I poured you all, I'm gonna take headphones off and go grab it real quick. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
So he got a 67%. So he's still failing.
Wait, 67 still failing.
Yeah, still failing.
No. How ridiculous though is that? And like, I do have to say, while Kenny is grabbing this other bottle, that like, this is incredibly generous of Sean to share these pours with us. Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. And I love wines.
And then, I mean, also like, even though when we're talking about of 1, 2, 3, what do I like best? I personally, with my 3, not like massive fan.
Oh, I didn't pick best. I didn't pick my favorite like you all did.
Oh, you didn't pick your favorite. Oh, you got to tell us. What'd you like the best?
But so the one that I went and grabbed off the shelf is a 5-year-old, 121 proof NBC.
Dang, only 5 years old.
But that's why I think it's 5 to 7 years on blind number 3.
It looks very dark.
It does. It's very
look
dark.
how dark it is for 5 years old.
Massively
It's
It looks
insane.
like malt vinegar.
Here, look at this.
It does. You're right. Malt vinegar is a good descriptor. Good descriptor for the color,
Thank
sir.
Look at this. This is 13 years old
Yeah.
compared to that 5-year-old. Look at that.
Still
the
dark.
5-year-old's darker than a 13-year-old. This is a 13-year, 7-month Elijah Craig C923.
Oh, you just got to keep ranking on the C923, don't you?
That's right, because RO. RO.
R.O.
RO. But how
Oh,
dark
my
that
goodness.
5-year is. So that's why I went and grabbed that. So I would say between all of these, I would have to go. My favorite's probably number 3.
Okay.
Number 1 and number 3 are close to for me.
Okay.
I just the sawdust, the piney on number 2, kind of lost it for me a little bit.
Yep.
So it's definitely third place for me. So I kind of go back and forth on number 3 and number 1.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the number 1 with just that flavor ride of American whiskey.
Yep.
But number 3 is that creamier mouthfeel. So
Well, I think you and Steven matched on that, right? You both like 3 the best, I think.
But it was close to 1.
It's very
close,
close to
yeah.
1, and I was a 1-3.
Yeah.
But like, I'll tell you right now,
1 and 3, I could
Yeah.
about get tossed up though.
and I'm guessing, sir, if
What was
Sean,
your favorite nose?
I don't have much of a nose.
Oh,
but
that's
I would say on the nose, probably 1 on the nose.
So we had the same.
1 on the nose, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's three nose. I'm definitely 1 on the nose.
Okay.
On the palate, I can go 3-1 or 1-3.
Well, I can say, Sean, delightful of you to share these whiskeys with us. We had a lot of fun with this,
And you gave Kenny a very large head.
yeah, you gave Kenny a massive. You know, you've just inflated his ego massively since he literally we watched him walk over and like select from his shelf what he thought pour 3 tasted like, which was spot freaking on, and then 1 as well. So we were definitely all confused by 2, and I think that when we think about the second pour, you said you selected that from Whiskey Thief. I'd like to taste that after it's had time to open up a little bit more,
Right.
and see if it changes at all. But I mean, definitely thanks for sharing these, man. Like, we're super appreciative. And if any of these are available for purchase for us in the future, let us know, because I think we definitely want to get in on that National Barrel for sure.
But dude, Sean, thanks you, man. I love blinding, love double blinds especially. They're so hard and they're so fun. Love blind in general. But bull runs are very, very underrated. I have turned on a lot of my buddies to bull runs.
Yep.
I have what I consider the very, very, very best bull run of all time. I think it might even be their first barrel they did. It's called like NPF 01.
Okay.
But it's a 13-year, 7-month finished in Pinot for 17 months. It's pretty awesome. So I'll actually probably try to get your address from Anthony,
We can do that.
and I would like to send you a sample of that.
We'll figure it
Nice.
But that's great. NBC is always doing good stuff. Michael and James down there doing great stuff at NBC. The Whiskey Thief, I have to try them. I don't know. Anything related to good times, I'm kind of like nervous on, to be honest with you. But
Ringing endorsement.
yeah, But great blinds, and I'm actually going to get your address from Anthony and send you some blinds, brother.
There you go.
Nice.
And we also got these cool Glencairns.
Thank you so much for the Glens.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very appreciative, and we're like kids in a candy store.
There we are.
Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this week's edition. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also, let us know your thoughts and spot on the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.